Hello, Paul Andrews here from G4 Guitar School, Ashford, and in this video we're going to look at why your progress on the guitar is slow and how you can fix it. Now, there's been quite a few things I have seen online, so in Facebook groups, where people have been saying they're practicing lots but don't really feel like they're progressing very quickly. So, what it normally comes down to, and especially when I ask them, okay, so what's your practice consist of? They normally say maybe chords and songs, little else. So basically it's a problem with structure. So when you're practicing, you've got to make sure your practice has structure. You're practicing different areas of playing, and there's not just chords and songs, there's a lot more to it than that. So today we're really going to talk about skill playing, and that's what G4 is all about. Skills. We have our 7 essential skills. And the plan with the 7 essential skills, if you get good at those 7 essential skills, you can play any song you like. The songs just consist of 1 or more skills. So if you get good at the 7, you should be able to play anything you want to. Obviously, the skills do vary. There's even sub-skills, but we've highlighted these 7 as the most important ones. So if you don't get anything else from this video, it's remembering to break your practice session down into skills, focus the majority of time on that, and the rest on songs and things like that. You know, think of songs like the dessert. It's at the end. It's what we're aiming for. But the skills is kind of like the main course. That's the things you want to focus on. That's what's going to make the songs easy to play. So, what are these 7 skills? If I can find the right picture, we're going to go through them. So here we go. The 7 skills. Picking, chords, arpeggios, scales, rhythm, reading, and oral, and theory. So, what we want to look at here are these 7 skills. A bit more detail. I'm just going to give you a really high-level view of them for the minute. Later videos will go over in more detail. But just making sure there's a little bit of this in your practice routine. So, for instance, your picking, so fundamental. And what I normally find with players that haven't practiced picking is they're picking wrong strings. The accuracy is just not there in the right hand. So spend a little bit of time every time just picking a string and then working on skipping certain strings. Getting to the point where your right hand is so kind of accurate that you can not even look. You're picking the string you want to be picking. Then when you bring in the left hand, you find you can focus on your left hand because you're not having to look at your right. You can put your attention on this hand. And everyone thinks it's the left hand, which is the important one. It's the right one. It's the right hand that's basically driving the left. This is like the engine. So make sure you spend a fair bit of time on your right hand, developing that, getting very accurate at your picking. Next, your chords. That's normally the first thing people want to do when they're learning guitar is chords. And that's just trying to get your shapes. So getting fingers used to getting in shape, picking through to get a good sound, and then trying to move from shape to shape. So chords, very important. Next, arpeggios, and that's picking. And that's really picking notes from chords. So an arpeggio is a broken chord. So you're picking notes from a chord. And things sound like House Rising Sun. That's the song you use arpeggios. So that's the ability, again, back to the idea of the right hand picking, having the accuracy there, but we're then including the chords as well. You can also have melodic arpeggios where you're picking the notes of the chord one at a time, rather than actually picking notes from the chords. You play it more like a scale. Next up is scales. So skill number 4 is scales, and that's where you're playing each note one at a time. Now, scales are the bedrock of guitar playing. So you need to have your scales down if you want to play any kind of lead guitar, or any kind of single string work, any melody. You need your scales. A really good technique as well for getting coordination, for synchronization of both hands. You know, fantastic for that. So that's something to work on there. So we've got picking, chords, arpeggios, and scales. Next one is strumming or rhythm. To work on the right hand again then, and work on your different note values, your whole notes, your half notes, your quarter notes. Be able to keep a steady rhythm in time of a metronome. That's going to be the backbeat of any kind of rhythm guitar player. It's a very solid timing. And next we have reading. Now, reading is important. We want to be able to read proper music, because proper music has everything you need to be able to play a song. And that's be able to read the lines and spaces of your kind of traditional music, your stave, and be able to work out where that is on the guitar. And the last one is oral, so ear training, be able to work out a song by ear. So reading is be able to play a song you never heard before. Ear training is be able to play a song you never seen before. And that's quite important, building up a very strong ear. And in theory, we tag on the end because it's quite important. At G4 Guitar, we want to make sure our students can't just play songs, but actually know what they're doing. They're actually musicians. And that is learning the theory. So knowing what you're doing and being able to understand kind of the music theory. So knowing the rules that govern kind of all these different skills. So there's a really quick go through the 7 skills. Have a look at them now, and are you using them in your practice already? How many of those skills do we play? quite often when I have new students start, I'll take them through the 7 skills, and they've normally heard of chords, picking, rhythm, but don't normally do the rest. And that's also only 3 of 7. Again, these 7 skills should form the foundation of your practice routine. You want to take maybe a couple every day you practice, and then rotate them. So you're not doing, trying to squeeze 7 skills into one practice routine or one practice session. You maybe take 2. So that's how I would normally say: start off with warm up, do 2 skills, and finish with a song. Really good way of structuring your practice. So again, back to the title of this video: why you're not progressing is probably because you haven't got much structure in your practice. You're just going around in circles. Normally what I find when students come to me, they've been playing for years, they just don't have any structure. So bring in the structure with 7 skills. Make sure you have variation in your practice routine. And before you know it, you're going to be rocking and rolling, because songs are just a collection of skills. So there we go. Takeaway for today: make sure you've got skills in your practice. And make sure there's structure, and you will be progressing a lot faster than you probably are now. Any comments, questions, drop them in the fields below, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Cheers.